Hello, welcome back. It's been a minute, especially for me, because every time, because I haven't vlogged since before we moved in, and we've now been here for 2 weeks today, so gotta get back into my regular vlog schedule, but it's just been a insanely busy, honestly, month, and I feel like I'll never not be tired. That's kind of how I'm feeling. I think I might need a month to recover, honestly, and it's just still ongoing, but oh god, we were just talking about it. We've moved in. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you've been following along the whole kind of redecorating stuff, which honestly, full-time job in itself. But we're starting to feel at home. We're finally done with the old place. Our landlords are not making it easy for us. Our old landlords. We haven't gotten our deposit back yet, and they're kind of trying to find ways to like keep part of it, it seems. But I'll get into that a bit later. So I'll give you a little updated tour, and this is kind of what we're looking like right now. Keep in mind, you know, everything's kind of a WIP, work in prog. But this is kind of how we're looking. We got some new throw pillows because I was feeling like, I realized that like my last place was so, the living room especially, there's a lot of like 80s postmodern, and like the living room especially was very kind of like green and blue. And I just noticed that in here with just like the more open floor plan, it just was feeling a little too much for me. Oh. New dryer, new song. I don't know if you could hear that, but anyway, so you'll notice that yes, I did bring in some more blue, but we're bringing in other colors as well, and these are actually front and back, and that's also blue, but it has the orange trim, and this one, as you can see, is not blue. This one is purple as well. This one, you know, whatever. Anyway, we got a new rug. Hasn't come yet because I was just feeling like something about this rug was just off. It was off with the whole vibe that I was going for, and it doesn't look good with this chair. I just couldn't unsee it, and I was like, we have to get rid of this chair, but Ted really wanted to keep the chair. I love this chair personally, but it was just not feeling right in here. Let me get over here so you can see. So we got a new rug. I'll insert a pic here, and I did a lot of like different mock-ups. But I'm excited for new rug, and this will just end up moving into our bedroom because we wanted to get a rug for the bedroom as well. So we were gonna have to buy a new rug anyway. Got this end table because I want to kind of start bringing in like other colors, especially like kind of primary colors. There's gonna be, so it's gonna start breaking up a bit. So I know right now it still looks very green and blue, even though I did just buy this blue lamp. We're just kind of, you gotta see bigger picture, you know what I mean? But look how gorgeous that is. Yeah, and this is, oh, we swapped out our table. We just actually sold my old one today that I've had. If you guys remember, it was at my old apartment that I got from West Elm. It was like my first kind of like big girl furniture purchase. So I just sold this. We got this on Marketplace as well. We're kind of like, you know, I know we moved here to save money, but everything we're bringing in, we're swapping it for something else. So we're kind of like breaking even right now, which is working out great. Eventually our plans is to do a shelving here, and then we can put books and like pictures and vases and things like that. If you're worried about earthquakes, don't worry about it. I'm not. I mean, I don't want to jinx myself, but I've lived in LA for almost 9 years now, and I've been through many earthquakes, and I've never even had a single picture fall. So, but anyway, we're not going to put anything that would kill us if it fell on our heads. So there's that. litter box is kind of living right here for now, because this, I love the litter robot. A lot of you ask like how I'm loving it. Literally it's life-changing, because even having this right here, they can be taking a big old shit and it doesn't smell, because the second they get out, it rotates and goes into this trap door and seals it. And so it doesn't smell. It's just not pretty to look at, but I'm hoping that, like, you know, we get a picture on the wall, we get some other things. It's not the first thing you see, but maybe eventually it can go into the office, but right now there's not really room because it takes up a lot of space. Anyway, so yeah, picture new rug I think will be something solid, and a lower pile I think will be the vibe. I like this table. It's not like what I would have picked like before living here, but I think because this is such like kind of a narrow walk-through, it just like takes up less space visually, you know what I mean? It breaks a lot of rules, this kind of layout. It breaks a lot of like design rules, but I'm not here to win awards, okay? I'm here to live my life. And a lot of people were saying like we need to get rid of the couch, and we've been over this. Maybe down the line, but we love this couch, the function of it. We had some friends over last night for the first time. We were all gathered. Here's a friend here. It just works functionality wise. There's the husband. He's working hard, and we'll get to that in a sec. So moving on to the dining area. It's so brown. It's like brown, 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 brown. But this worked in our previous house because, you know, it was like that kind of, it had the green wallpaper, it had the wood paneling, so like all the wood kind of worked. Here with like the floors and like the kitchen, it's just too brown, so I think down the line we'll get a new table. I like this hutch, love it. Love the chairs, but I think maybe just a new color table will kind of just break it up a little bit. Plus with like the pictures on the walls and things, I think it'll start kind of feeling less like the brown area. I'm gonna be selling this lamp, because I love this lamp. I love my 80s stuff, but it's just feeling wrong in here. I still love 80s, but I think I'm leaning more like Memphis style, or more like, what's the word? What? Like I don't know. So we'll just move right over here. Ted is building a shed. Ted's shed. Wait, what was it? Ted, we were chanting last night at him.
Ted build shed.
Ted build shed. Okay, so yeah, he's in full shed Ted mode. And we'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, so we're moving along. We still have, these are kind of the last of the things we have here. Because this needs to go in the shed. This is my wedding dress, and this needs to go into storage. And to be honest, I don't want to deal with that. What was this to do with my dress? This mirror that I love is gonna be sold. We've already listed it on Marketplace. Because we were gonna swap, first of all, I'm just kind of over it. I'm just kind of over this huge, it doesn't fit here, obviously. But I do want a full-length mirror here, but I think we're gonna sell this, and we're gonna bring in, we haven't found one yet, but we want to bring in something that fits on the wall. This is like kind of hanging over. Maybe something like with a wooden frame, a little bit more like our style now, and that can kind of mount on the wall rather than lean. So we'll be kind of mirrorless, hopefully. We want somebody to buy this. We've had some nibbles, but it's a big, big mirror, so. Anyway, this will all kind of go away, and then we're gonna have this empty space that we are still figuring out. Bar cart, random plants. Oh my god, so many of our plants died because when we moved it was literally 107 degrees, and just from like the transport and being outside, keeled over. You can look at this one, sun scorched. It's still hanging in there though. I think I'll just cut those little leaves off, but it's okay. It's gonna be all right. This used to be in Ted's office at the old place. It was like his media stand, like credenza. What is this? What is that? Anyway, so now it's kind of living here temporarily with like cookbooks and things, but our hope in the future is to do like maybe a slightly taller in the longer kind of like farmhouse kind of table vibe. Nothing like too wide, but just kind of like a console table, but longer. And then we'll kind of move the bar cart over here. And then this window goes all the way down. We'll do like a plant here and then mirror. So we have plans, but this is just kind of where we're at. We've started putting some things up above the cabinets. That's all kind of temporary. We haven't like styled it. We're just kind of putting it up there. Hello. And, but yeah, loving the kitchen. I did cook twice so far, and I'm getting used to the electric, aka not yet. I'm not used to it. It's a whole other ball game, but we're getting there. We will get there. We're saving the environment, but you know, they really splurged on all of the appliances here, and I'm kind of like, well, I'm just more like, I didn't need this. I didn't need this fancy schmancy thing. Just give me a regular gas stove. The double-decker. They get this double-decker dishwasher, and it like, listen, it's like, this is just, and then it's got a double thing. It's just like all too fancy for me. Like, I'm like, give me a regular schmegular guy. A little stainless steel, no frills guy, and I'm happy. But anyway. So we move in. Here's where the leaning bookcase is living right now, because it's kind of like an awkward space. Needs something flat profile. Maybe we'll get rid of it someday. Like if, you know, once we get the shelves up here, maybe the books can move there, and then maybe that'll be something else, just art on the wall. Who knows? Maybe a little like flat table. I don't know. Anyway, that's where it's living for now. Maybe we'll paint it a different color. That was kind of like, I painted it the same color as our wall at the last place so that it kind of looked like built-ins. So we'll see. We've got some stuff in the hallway. I'm doing laundry right now because we haven't put shelves up yet in this closet. So it just kind of has this old unit that was in our garage. But eventually our plan is to do like shelving all the way up and then organize that. So in the meantime, some stuff living here. This is all like donate stuff. Here's the office. I'm calling it Ted's office right now, even though it's going to be shared, because it just kind of is all of Ted's stuff that was in his previous office. But this room's going to be like completely overhauled. We're going to make this really kind of cozy, a really like co-working lounging space. And you know, it's going to take some time. We want to do, so we kind of just have two desks together, but we want to do like one long desk. We want to do some shelves on the wall, a ton of art, maybe like a hanging light pendant, lots of lamps. We want to swap out this couch that was like from my old place, and it kind of sucks, and just get something a little bit cozier and just kind of make this room like a vibes, you know? But for now, this is kind of where Ted is working. That's his closet. Just, again, everything's just kind of in a temporary place. Bathroom is great. It's definitely an adjustment because, as I mentioned, our last place had like the strongest water pressure, and this is just like kind of classic rain head water pressure. In fact, I think it's just the new wave. It's just the new way they're doing things, like to save the environment. But I haven't felt good water pressure in years, except at our last place, which probably was like faulty, because it just would dump buckets of water on you. It's probably why our water bill is so high, but man, it was heaven. So that's an adjustment. However, I love the spa vibes. I love it. I haven't hooked up my bidet yet, so that's why we got some baby wipes, you know. Anyway, we put together this unit that we got on Wayfair, and that's kind of where like products live and like linens and things like that. Those will probably move down here. Right now we have bed linens in there, which will probably move to the closet once we have shelves, and then those will go down. And maybe we could put like a plant up there or something. But loving all this counter space, and maybe we'll put like shelves or a cabinet there eventually, but for now that's kind of where we're at. And then bedroom, I'm doing the sheets right now, so it's pretty much like a really similar size to our last place, but it's a lot longer. So now it has like this extra space and it needs a rug, which is why we're gonna move the other one in here. It might not be like the best rug for the space, but it'll live in here at least until we find something better. I've got my shell chandelier here, which I love. We've got some art that, I mean, there's a ton of art under the bed too. We haven't begun to hang any art. So that will be kind of like the last, like once everything's kind of in its place, that'll be the last thing. Ignore my pillow that has fake tan on it. We're not gonna talk about that. Here's my little makeup table that doesn't have a chair yet, because I feel like it needs to be like maybe just a little stool that slides in and out, because this is kind of like a tight squeeze. But got the air going. Oh, it feels great in here. We did the closets. So as you know, these closets were not finished, annoyingly, but we made it work and I customized it to my own needs. So eventually we'll get a curtain to kind of close it off, but for now it lives open, loud and proud. We bought all of these shelving and we had like a TaskRabbit put it up while we were unpacking, and I organized everything, and now like all my stuff, and I labeled it, and got my perfumes. And don't worry about this one. I know it looks like it's buckling. It's because the wood is just warped, but they're on there, they're fine. Those were shelves from my old place that had all my makeup on it, and it was buckling. But now it's fine. Now it's fine. Same with this one. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So that's kind of the bedroom. Just super simple. Once we get art up on the walls and like the rug in here and then the curtains, finished, you know? Super simple. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I'll show you the yard now. Oh boy. So this is the mess. We've got, did you know this gate's open?
Nope.
Amazing. So we got this gate to keep the cats in, and then we actually left. I don't know.
Okay, wizard's right there.
Okay, Wizard, you're being a good boy.
Where's
Maybe. Okay, so maybe might be exploring the neighbor's yard right now. Hey, Wizzy. He's loving the grass. Loving the grass. Maybe. They were like really freaked out by the grass at first. Like the sensation of it. They weren't used to it. But now I think he's like learned the... Look, you can see like how he's walking. A little weird. I do want to ask the gardener that they have a gardener that comes.
She's here.
She's here? Oh, good. Everyone just decided to be good today. I want to ask them to cut it a bit shorter, because they do come every week, but they're not coming for a couple days. It's so long. Anyway, he loves like frolicking. It's so cute. So he understands the benefits of grass now. So Shed is going to live over there where the trash cans are. I think Table will live kind of here, just kind of in the middle. And then the egg chair I'm going to put in that corner. All of this is going in the shed. My cactus will live next to the front door. And then I just kind of need to decide, like, where's my lemon tree going? You know, it's all just kind of that. So everything's just kind of in the front yard for the last 2 weeks, and it's a mess. So this is kind of like the last frontier. But we're almost there. We can see the finish line. Look at him hard at work. Sheds are so expensive. Why? This is like 3D printed or something. But it's gonna work. It's gonna keep our things protected and covered.
From the devil.
From the devil? Sure. Okay, sorry, I was having like an allergy attack. We ordered curtains. We haven't put them up yet. We just got like this cream kind of linen. I think they'll look really nice. But it's felt very fine. Like we know our neighbors now. They're very nice people. So we don't feel like weirded out. Our bedroom like is at the back of the house. So it's very private. So like, you know, when we're changing and stuff, it's fine. Although, if you guys can see, right outside is our telephone pole. But behind this house, it's not like a backyard. It's just the back of the house, right? And there's like a wall, okay? And their house, it's completely covered from their house, which is all the way in the front. So this is just their backyard behind these hedges, and then their house is all the way in the front. So no matter what, no one can see in. So yesterday, I'm sitting here. You can imagine what I'm up to. All of a sudden, I feel like the place go dark and then light again. I'm like, what is going on? I look, and there is a man from AT&T climbing this telephone pole. And I had to scream out. Ted had to come in, hang a towel, like hold a towel, because there's nowhere to hang it. Hold a towel up. And I don't know what was worse. We reached new levels in our marriage that day. One, I didn't want to care to reach until we were in diapers again. But gotta do what you gotta do. So that was interesting. So we'll be getting those, we need to get like a pull down shade for that one. But what were the chances? Anyway, so what's going on with our old house is they've just been trying like little things. Like we did like a walkthrough with them and they were like, everything looks pretty good. Mind you, I scrubbed that place. On my hands and knees, scrubbed it and painted it. And it was looking great. Looked better than when we went and got it in, but when we first moved in. Anyway, so they go, it looks pretty good. And then they go, it just still smells like cat in here. We're not cat people. So we're probably gonna have to have someone come in and like, I don't know, decat the place. And we were like, it doesn't smell like cat in there. First of all, by the time we did this walkthrough, we had already been moved out for over a week. There was no cat or litter box in that place. It had since been cleaned deeply and painted and aired out. Not to mention our house doesn't smell like a cat. Maybe you could tell when someone has a pet, sure. But I'm like, we clean the litter box daily. They don't pee or poop outside of the litter box. We had the house professionally cleaned every month. We cleaned it in between that. I'm just like, get fucking real. So they were trying to like get us because they were like, well, you know, and that's why it was in the lease that there was no cats. And I've had them registered as emotional support animals forever because I don't like when landlords try to do stuff like that. It's not right. So I've had them registered as emotional support. I don't have to disclose the cats and they can't discriminate on us having them. But they didn't know that. So anyway, they're like, yeah, and that's why like in our lease it said. So they were trying to like do a gotcha and I said, well, they're emotional support. And they said, yeah, but you didn't disclose it. And I said, and I don't have to. And then the wife rolled her eyes. She went. So then they moved on about that. And I basically sent them this whole long message that was like, the place doesn't smell like a cat. There's no reason why it would smell like a cat. If you're smelling something like ammonia, it's because I just painted. And it's the paint. Leave the windows open. Then they were like, well, there's this mark on the floor in the dining room. There's like a stain. And we're like, okay. Mind you, I'm inserting a picture of the floors. Those floors haven't been refinished since the 30s when the house was built. They are completely unsealed. There's stains everywhere that were already there. And I'm like, you're trying to get me. I'm like, you're not gonna get me on these floors, okay? He said, it looks like ash or like a fire was here, a fire. I was like, it's most likely dirt from our chairs or something. And anything that spills on these floors immediately becomes one with the floor because they're not sealed. It is unsealed wood. So then they moved on from that. And then we get a text, our air conditioning's not working. Okay. And they say, and we had an HVAC guy come and he says it was clearly the filters were not changed in over a year. And it says in your lease that they need to be changed every 6 months. I'm like, first of all, your HVAC guy did change out the filter. When he was there like last year to service the AC, he put a new filter in. When we changed it, he had put in the wrong size filter and like shoved it up there and like broke it. And we ended up putting in the correct filter. And so I said as much and was like, I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know why it's not working. There was just this huge heat wave. When I was there painting and cleaning, we were using the AC. It was fine. We changed the filters every 6 months, sometimes less, and we left the extra filters that we had purchased in the garage for your future tenants. Like, shut up. So then the one thing we did actually do, when we were leaving, one of the trash bags, we had these big like industrial sized trash bags that we were using for like the fridge clear out and like the pantry. And as we were taking them down to the curb, one somehow ripped and spilled olive oil on the driveway. Of all things that could happen, like on our way out this happened. So we tried to like hose it off as best as we could, but you know, there was like a stain because it's oil. Well, they're pulling out all of their stops. They're like, they had already hired a power washer that cost a couple $100s, and they're like, and the stain still isn't coming out, and now we have to hire a more expensive guy. And he said that it doesn't seem, what did he say? It was like, it doesn't seem like it was an organic oil. It seemed like a chemical spill. I'm like, well, that's kind of crazy that you're letting your tenants move in when there's a chemical spill on the property. A chemical spill. He was like, it could have been paint thinner. I'm like, why would we have paint thinner? It was olive oil, and it was crazy because when it happened, I'm like, I smelled it, and it was literally olive oil. And so anyway, it's still not finished. And every time I like say something to them about whatever, they just move on to the next thing. Never an apology, never like, oh, sorry, I accused you of like not taking care of this place. Freaking weirdos. I'm just like, leave us alone. Get a job. Why are you so dependent on our money? Anyway, so that's what we're dealing with. And we'll see what happens, but an oil spill in the driveway. Oh no, if only they cared this much when our literal roof was leaking for 2 years and asphalt fell all over our stuff and they wouldn't even get a cleaner in. And my peri-oil dermatitis better not be coming back. It's not looking good. Anyway, so that's the latest and what's going on. And I feel like next video will probably be more fun and be more like, let's decorate. Okay, so thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video.